Get lost in the acoustic brilliance of 3D audio that surrounds you. Feel the embrace of the massage seats that adapt to your every move. Experience the warmth of a vehicle that welcomes you as you approach. We could tell you what makes a Lincoln SUV so extraordinary, but don't take our word for it. Take it on a test drive at the Lincoln Summer Invitation with exclusive offers on now, only at your local Lincoln retailer.
Heather is a nurse practitioner from United Healthcare.
We meet patients wherever they live.
During a house call, she found Jack had an issue.
Jack's blood pressure was dangerously high.
It was 217 over 110.
So they got Jack to the hospital and got him the help he needed.
He had had a stent placed in his heart, preventing a massive heart attack.
If it wasn't for my guardian angel, I wouldn't be here.
Hear more stories like Jack's at unitedhealthcare.com. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan, area, limitation, and exclusions apply.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, onabotulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Welcome back to the Murder Diaries. I'm Paige.
And I'm Natalie.
As we get started with this episode, if you want to listen ad-free, head over to patreon.com/The Murder Diaries pod. Some of you are already catching on and subscribing to us on YouTube as well. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at The Murder Diaries pod and head over to YouTube, search The Murder Diaries podcast, and you can find us there as well. This week's episode is taking us back to 2020. In 2020, Lydia Abrams, known to friends and family as Dia, was a wealthy 64-year-old widow living on a picturesque 117-acre ranch in Riverside County, California. Dia's estranged husband of 34 years, Clem Abrams, had passed away in December of 2018. In the event of his death, she inherited his ranch and continued to manage it along with 2 other properties that the couple owned. She was also embroiled in a legal battle with her 2 adult children over her late husband's estate. On the morning of June 6, 2020, Dia woke up and baked cinnamon rolls for her neighbor, who was terminally ill. Doorbell camera footage showed Dia delivering the sweet treats later that morning to her friend. She then had lunch on the ranch with her fiancé, Keith Harper, at 2:30 p.m. After eating, he went to go mow the grass in the meadow. When he returned home at 7:30 p.m., he said that he couldn't find Dia anywhere. He thought maybe she had gone down to the lower part of the ranch, but he noticed her truck was still in the driveway and that she had left behind her purse, cell phone, and keys. Keith called a friend who was in law enforcement. This friend suggested waiting before reporting Dia missing. Keith reported her disappearance the following morning. To date, there have been no clues as to Dia's whereabouts. No ransom note was ever sent, no remains have ever been found, and no suspects ever named. Her family and friends have no closure. This is her story.
Used to think it's in my head, but I'm walking with the dead.
Lydia Conchalo Abrams was born July 6, 1954, and raised in San Diego, California. Her friend Diana Fetter describes Dia as a firecracker. Quote, she had a presence about her, tomboy yet girly girl. She was like the older sister I never had. Dia's son, Clinton, told Dateline that his mother was adventurous. He said she liked to go to national parks and hike. She liked to travel. He described her as a kind, sweet, caring person who loves animals and has a lot of heart. On October 18th, 1984, Dia was 4 months pregnant and in the process of planning her wedding to Clem Abrams. Clem asked her to sign a prenup agreement and Dia agreed. The agreement stated that Dia's income during their marriage would remain her property, while Clem's would remain his separate property. Despite this, Clem encouraged Dia not to work while they were married, which led to him having complete financial control in their relationship. That same year, they got married in 1984. They had 2 children, a daughter and a son. And at the same time, Clem's career was really taking off. He was becoming a very successful real estate developer in La Jolla, California, near San Diego, worth millions of dollars. The couple eventually separated and was estranged for many years, but never divorced. Dia had always loved the outdoors and animals, so in 2004, she decided to trade the affluent seaside community they were living in San Diego for a tranquil 117-acre ranch in Mountain Center and moved there alone. Now, Mountain Center is a very tight-knit community of only around 4,000 people.
Sadly, Clem passed away in December of 2018 at the age of 78 after a long illness. The lawyer representing Dia's children explained that after Clem died, Dia filed a petition to take over Clem's estate, which isn't what their prenup agreement or trust document had stated should happen. The kids who had been appointed by Clem as co-trustees had to oppose Dia's petition, following what the trust document stated were Clem's wishes. Clem's estate was worth between $15 and $30 million when he passed away.
Dia had 3 properties that were owned by her and that weren't a part of Clem's trust. The 3 properties were all in the Mountain Center area. There were 5 acres in Garner Valley, California, which is the closest to, say, Riverside, California than some of the other ones. There was 117 acres that was called Bonita Vista Ranch in the city of Mountain Center, which is just south of a beautiful resort town called Idyllwild, California, that I myself have been to and love, which is in the mountains above Palm Springs. And finally, Sky High Ranch, which was a 20-acre rental property that was also located in the Mountain Center area. 15 days before her disappearance, Dia changed her will.
We're obsessed with Quince here at the Murder Diaries. We love all of the clothing items that we own from them. And guess what we just heard they had? Bedding. So you know that I added a pair of their sheets to my collection of bedding. And honestly, it's pretty flippin' amazing, and I don't know why I waited so long. Quince's linen bedding is everything that people say it is. It's light, breathable, and soft from day one. It's woven from 100% European flax. It's the perfect mix of relaxed and refined, and it just gets softer with every wash. The same goes for their ultra plush duvets, quilts, pillows, and shams too. They feature other premium fabrics like organic cotton, breezy bamboo, and skin-nourishing silk. Quince has everything you need to level up your bed. And the best part, like Quince's clothing that we love so much, their bedding is half the cost of similar brands. By partnering with top artisans, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes those savings on to us. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. We love to see it. They use premium fabrics and finishes that you just cannot deny the quality of. If you're wondering what I've been using, it's the European linen sheet set in burgundy, and I love the way it looks. The color is so beautiful and the fabric is top notch. Level up your bedding with Quince and you'll feel the difference right away. Go to quince.com/MD for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/MD to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/MD. It's no secret that weight loss medications are everywhere right now. I mean, seriously, everyone's talking about them. So many people are on them. But let's be real. Have you seen the price tag? They're so expensive. It's hard to believe that so many people are actually accessing them. And that's where Hers comes in. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. If prescribed, you'll get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments, along with 24/7 online support at no additional cost. No hidden fees and no membership fees. Weight Loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive, and affordable. Hers provides access to both oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options, with oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid out up front. Plus, your personalized treatment ships for free directly to your door. So, if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey or you want to kick it up a notch, it's time to find the best option that will work for you through Hers. Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/diaries. That's forhers.com/diaries for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/diaries. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compound products are not approved or reviewed for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Spotify. That's greenlight.com/Spotify.
Instead of leaving her children anything, the will now said, I leave you with my love, which is worth more than anything else I have. This is all likely because of the legal battle that Dia was in with her 2 adult children. The children were not made aware of this change at the time it happened, and their lawyer actually found this to be, quote, highly suspicious. If this legal battle wasn't intense enough, before Dia disappeared, she had been in the process of trying to nullify her prenup with Clem. After he passed away, Dia did inherit some of Clem's properties and a marital trust. In addition to trying to nullify the prenup, she was also asking for $6.7 million from Clem's estate to fund the marital trust. When the trust was created in 2016, Cressera and Clinton had been the beneficiaries. But in 2018, an unsigned, partially handwritten clause was added that cut the children out as the beneficiaries, saying Truster leaves nothing but her love and affection to her son Clinton and her daughter Cressera. 2 weeks before Dia went missing, she reinstated her trust and transferred ownership of her Bonita Vista Ranch and her 2 other properties into the trust. She named her supposed boyfriend, Keith Harper, as a trustee and the beneficiary of her estate. Her friend and neighbor, Diana Fetter, was named as a second trustee. Diana, a former Secret Service agent, had helped Dia manage her properties in the past. Diana claims that Dia told her, I love my children, but I'm disappointed in them that they cannot make the time to see me.
After Dia disappeared, Keith and Diana took over Dia's trust and started running Bonita Vista Ranch together. Keith filed for a power of attorney so that he could claim control of the ranch in Dia's absence. Diana claimed that Dia had made it very clear that her children should never be given control of the ranch. Keith and Diana said they planned to turn the ranch into an animal reserve, which they said was in keeping with Dia's wishes.
Now, when it comes to Keith, he says that he met Dia on an online dating site called Farmers Only in 2016. They then quickly began dating. He told Dateline, quote, we hit it off from the moment we met. Probably within the next 60 days, I moved in with her. Keith said she was very personable. One thing I came to realize about the woman, she was very educated. She was very competent, very capable. She was the kind of lady I was looking for. She was very strong. The more that I got to know Dia, you'll find her to be one of the strongest women you'll ever come up against. Keith had grown up on a ranch in Idaho in a small remote town bordering Nevada. As an adult, he started a recreational outfitting business in Colorado, which his son now runs. He was divorced from his third wife when he met Dia. After the two had been messaging back and forth on this dating website that they met, Keith flew into California to meet Dia for the first time. Keith says that they hit it off and that he moved in with her at the ranch, like I mentioned, shortly after. Keith said that he worked hard to upgrade Dia's property, building dams, bridges, fences, and helping care for all the animals. In June of 2019, Keith and Dia got engaged while on a hike at a place called the Butterfly. Keith describes it as a little rock formation and says that Dia was just the brightest, most energetic individual. Now, we know that Keith was living with Dia and claims they were engaged in June of 2019, which would mean that they were engaged or married by the time that Dia went missing. Keith refers to her as his fiancé. And as far as authorities know, he was the last person to have seen her alive. The couple planned to leave on June 7th for Colorado, which was the day after she disappeared. But on Saturday, June 6th, 2020, which was like any other day, Diana told Dateline that Dia had texted her that morning, quote, she was asking what window washer I use.
Keith said he and Dia lunched while taking a break from mowing the meadow on the 117-acre property. Dia asked him if he had a minute to talk. She wanted to tell him something. He told her he needed to get right back to mowing, otherwise he worried it would get dark before he could finish. He asked her, "Can it wait?" But she said it was important. Keith later said, "I wish I had the time to understand what she was going to tell me."
Keith last saw Dia at 2:30 p.m. as he walked away to finish mowing the meadow and do some other chores around the ranch. Dia was nowhere to be found when he got back to the house at 7:30 p.m., and she had left behind her purse, cell phone, keys, and her truck. And I do want to preface that there is a video out there where Dia's son is claiming that there's no meadow to mow. He has no idea what Keith means by he was mowing a meadow. Keith goes on to say that she texted me at 4:20 p.m. and she said, "Harper, you cannot save me from all things. Even if you believe you can, you cannot." He thought maybe she was just down at the lower ranch looking after her horses, but he became concerned when he realized her truck and belongings were still there. Keith said he searched the ranch property and couldn't find her. He thought maybe Dia had gone out for a hike, and if she did go out walking, he said she would have been carrying a .22 caliber pistol with her. He said, "We had an incident out here where she killed 5 rattlers, so yeah, carry a pistol when you hike out here." At 12:30 a.m., he decided to contact a highway patrolman who was a friend of Dia's. The patrolman told them that if she didn't show up by morning, then to get concerned. The next day, he followed up that she was still missing, and he told them to call the sheriff and report her missing. And that's what Keith did.
Clinton Abrams told Dateline that the first time he heard his mother was missing was from one of her neighbors. He immediately left San Diego and drove to the ranch. Clinton said, "I drove up there Sunday, and by Monday, missing persons came out, homicide came out. There was a dive team."
This is also when Clinton met Keith Harper for the first time. Clinton said he was very shifty, reluctantly speaking, kept stating that he had meetings and he couldn't be there. He left the following morning when I first arrived on the scene. The only sign of forced entry was the second floor balcony of the master bedroom. Somebody had gotten on the second floor of the roof and kicked in the door from the outside. And so the wood trim from the outside was shattered inside my mother's bedroom. So the conclusion I draw from that is she sequestered herself in the master bedroom as a means of protection because she knew that something was coming. When Clinton asked what Keith thought happened to his mother, Clinton said he had a number of different theories. He thought maybe that she'd got lost hiking, that maybe she'd killed herself, and that's just not what my mother would do. That's not who she was. Diana said Clinton never went to help search or even ask questions. He just sort of hung out. Keith says, quote, "We spent 3 days with an intense search of 26 people, friends of hers, looking for her. We were using her dogs as they would recognize her scent."
Keith also contracted Isidro Garcia, a man who had worked on the ranch for many years, to say that Dia was missing. A search and rescue operation was launched with a large group of neighbors and friends searching the entire ranch on Sunday, on foot, on horseback, and by vehicle, but they couldn't find Dia. When Paige and I started this podcast, we thought it would be simple. Just hit record and talk. But suddenly we were wearing all the hats. Producer, editor, designer, marketer. It got overwhelming fast. I wish we had something like Shopify from the start. For millions of entrepreneurs, Shopify is that business partner, helping you launch, manage, and grow all in one place. It simplifies that hard stuff so you can focus on what you actually love doing. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Rode and Skims to brands just getting started. And you too can get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. You can accelerate your content creation as well, because Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. You can also get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you by easily creating email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or even strolling. And probably best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/murderdiaries. Go to shopify.com/murderdiaries, shopify.com/murderdiaries.
This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
OMG, yes.
It's an absolute riot, and the only movie that can be described as
so much weirder than the last time. What last time?
It's the frequel.
You ready?
We've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays. What deeply out of touch old person came up with that? You did. Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
It's back to school season and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Keith says, quote, obviously, when you're the last person to see someone, you're always the suspect. When someone asked Keith point blank if he killed Dia, he said, you don't kill people you love. You kill people you don't love. That quote is just so odd. I don't even know how to unpack it. Diana Fetter claims that Dia and Keith were not very affectionate. And after he started working on the ranch, she asked Dia if they were a couple. And Dia said that yes, they were. What's important to note about Keith is that he's had run-ins with the law before. He has a conviction from 2000 for domestic violence in Colorado. Originally, he was charged with 2 felonies, sexual assault and kidnapping. He pled guilty to a misdemeanor of assault after his victim refused to testify against him. In 2011, he was found guilty of misdemeanor sexual assault for groping 2 women on a snowmobile tour and was ordered to register as a sex offender. In 2014, he was sentenced to 4 months in jail for violating his probation. The kicker, he claims Dia knew all about this not-so-great past.
Then on June 8th, Keith abruptly left town and drove his RV first to New Mexico and then to Colorado for what he called a business trip. He returned to the ranch a few days later. Several of Dia's friends and family who had been busy searching for Dia thought Keith's behavior was very odd. He said he had to check in with his probation officer and that he also had to pay a tax bill on property he owned or a lien would be put on it.
One Garner Valley resident whose wife knew Dia disrupted Keith's claims about his whereabouts the day his fiancé disappeared. They told Mercury News, the meadow was not freshly mowed. I walked through it. There were weeds up to my knees. There were foxtails in my pants and socks. Again, I want to repeat that Dia's son has gone on in an interview to state that he doesn't even know what meadow people are talking about. 2 of Dia's friends, including Diana Fetter, said that Dia once told them if anything were to ever happen to her, Clinton, her son, definitely had something to do with it. Clinton released a statement, quote, "My mother and I always loved each other deeply and expressed that love often. Statements that she was afraid of me in some way are the attempts by those who were gaslighting Dia to cast the blame on her family in an attempt to avoid responsibility for her disappearance." He goes on to say, "Keith Harper, to me, is a pathological liar. He's sinister and diabolical, but I've never felt him to be the mastermind." Instead, Clinton believes his mother's murder was a conspiracy involving multiple people. Quote, "I think it needs to be taken up the ladder to the FBI and the DOJ. This is a real plan, a sinister plot." He went on to say, "If you look at the crime as a conspiracy charge, since we don't have a body as of yet, these people can be rung up on conspiracy, and conspiracy charges are often inferred and built on circumstantial evidence." While authorities looked for Dia, police helicopters flying overhead couldn't help but notice the abundance of marijuana greenhouses located on Sky High Ranch, which, again, was a piece of property that was owned by Dia. Now, this is the one that she rented out, and it was only less than 2 miles from where she lived, primarily at Bonita Vista Ranch.
Police obtained a search warrant and searched Sky High Ranch. There, they found over 2,000 marijuana plants and nearly 400 pounds of processed marijuana on the property. Growing weed is fairly common in that part of California, and investigators didn't believe there was any connection between the pot bust and Dia going missing. They also said she rarely stepped foot on the property and didn't think she had anything to do with the illegal operation.
A few days after Dia went missing, investigators obtained a warrant and searched Bonita Vista Ranch. They said that there had been a, quote, possible homicide. They carted off an assortment of evidence, including a Band-Aid, toilet paper, and a tan bedsheet, which all reportedly were stained with blood. They also collected 2 bullet casings with an F and REM markings, 2 letters, and a computer router. In the days that followed, police traveled to New Mexico. They seized Keith's RV and took out part of the driver's seat. They also searched a storage business belonging to Keith in New Mexico, but have never revealed what evidence, if any, was found there. After Dia went missing, Clinton and Casera filed a petition to have Keith and Diana removed as their mother's estate trustees. They requested that a neutral third party be named to handle Dia's trust and estate. Dia's children petitioned that Keith had not allowed her family to read the trust. Additionally, the mortgage on Bonita Vista Ranch had not been paid since August 2020, and the mortgage on one of the other properties had also not been paid. This one, not since June of 2020. The petition also claimed that Keith and Diana were a couple and had been since before Dia went missing. It's also said that Keith was under suspicion by authorities as a potential perpetrator of the crime or crimes that led to Dia's disappearance. The petition also said that Dia wrote a note before she disappeared, saying that she was afraid for her safety. Something also that was a little off is that after Dia went missing, he started renting out cabins on the ranch through Airbnb. He said, quote, "Her children contacted Airbnb and told them that the ranch was being run by a murderer and that I had been accused of murdering their mother. Airbnb removed the ranch from its rental lists, even though the ranch had received 29 5-star ratings," end quote. On the 1-year anniversary of Dia going missing, her son Clinton gave his first interview with the news media. He said that his mother was not engaged to Keith or anyone else at the time of her disappearance. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office warned Clinton that giving an interview was not a good idea during an active investigation, but he ignored them and did it anyways. He said he thought his mother had been murdered, although he did not name any suspects.
And in a strange twist of fate, on December 23, 2021, there was a suspicious death on the ranch. 46-year-old Jody Newkirk had been working as a horse handler for about 4 months. She reportedly died in an ATV accident. But when authorities responded to the 911 call, they observed that Newkirk had unexplained injuries.
When asked, Keith said that Jody rode off on an ATV just after sunset to cut down a live Christmas tree. He went on to say she wanted to get a Christmas tree and she took the ATV up on the hill and I don't know if she turned the wheel wrong or what happened, but the machine flips and when I find her, she's been under that machine probably a half hour, I would suspect. Her death is still being investigated and no charges have ever been filed. Police have never said whether they think her death is in any way connected to Dia's disappearance or if it's just a tragic coincidence. Jody reportedly made a diary entry that she had been romantically involved with Keith, but planned on breaking it off. An autopsy report released nearly a year later determined that Jody's cause of death was acute methamphetamine toxicity. Jody had been a meth addict since the age of 15 and had numerous run-ins with the law. However, the amount of meth in her system appeared to be extremely high, even for a longtime addict. The manner of death remained undetermined because the autopsy report stated that there was no evidence to determine if Jody administered the drugs to herself or if someone else administered it to her. An officer with the California Highway Patrol said there did not appear to be any trauma or injuries consistent with a rollover traffic collision, and he felt the death was suspicious. One possible theory for Dia's disappearance is that it's related to a number of other cases where people went missing. At least 6 people have mysteriously vanished over a 5-month span in the area around Idyllwild, California. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department has confirmed that. A local resident said, "It's just a weird coincidence that there is this many locals missing."
After a prolonged court battle in March of 2023, Keith and Dia's children reached an agreement on her estate. It established a $300,000 reward for anyone with any information that led to the solving of Dia's disappearance. It said that if her remains hadn't been found by 2025, her assets would be sold, with half of her estate going to her children and the other half going to Keith.
In June of 2023, a neighbor of Dia's released doorbell camera footage of Dia, which was taken the morning before she went missing. She was seen delivering cinnamon rolls to a neighbor who had been battling cancer and going to chemotherapy. Everyone's trying everything to find Dia, and even physics have been used to try to find her. The Find Me group, which uses physics to solve missing persons cases, was called in. They believe that Dia is dead, and they think that her remains could be located on her ranch in Mountain Center or about 4 miles away near Lake Hemet. They searched the ranch in August of 2023 using cadaver dogs that are trained to locate human remains. Jerry Snyder, the founder of Find Me Group, said it was about a 1.5-day search of the ranch because it's quite a large area. And then the same day, on day number 2, is when we went to Lake Hemet. Snyder said the cadaver dogs found nothing on the ranch, but at Lake Hemet, he says that all 3 canines showed interest in an area near the dam spillway. They reported their findings to the police department, but it's not known if the police followed up on that lead or not. On the 4th anniversary of her disappearance, her son Clinton said, "I beg anyone with any information regarding what happened to my mother to come forward with any tips, leads, or information leading to her location and/or information regarding any person or persons involved in her disappearance. I send my deepest gratitude with all of my heart to those who keep the spirit of the search for Dia alive." Richard Monroe was appointed by the court to be the trustee of Dia's estate. His job was to liquidate her estate, and records show that her other ranch was put up for sale April 24th, 2025. On May 2nd, 2025, Dia's Mountain Center Ranch was put up for sale at $3.7 million. Dia Abrams was declared dead on June 9th, 2025. 5 years after she went missing, which triggers the division of her estate according to the settlement. However, the probate case is not closed due to ongoing money disputes between parties. Half of her estate, which is estimated at more than $5 million, is going to none other than Keith Harper.
Clinton, who lives in La Jolla, expressed his anguish over the situation. He said, basically, essentially, the guy got away with murder. And not only did he get away with murder, but he's profiting tremendously.
Julie Stanford, one of Dia's friends, said, "I'm not going to give up on anything. I'm not going to let this go till this is solved, till she's at rest, till she's found and she's at rest." Clinton said, "The main thing is I want to find my mother. It's way less about what happens to Keith Harper, way less about what happens to the ranch. That's all material nonsense. If somebody knows something and they're not speaking up, we need them to find the courage in their hearts to do so right now, please." Dia was 5 feet 6 inches tall, 135 pounds, with blue eyes and blonde hair. She had a surgical scar on her abdomen and a scar on her lower back extending from hip to hip. Her ears are pierced, and she was last seen wearing a yellow shirt, blue jeans, and a black and turquoise windbreaker jacket. She was also wearing 4 rings on her right hand. If anybody has information about Dia's disappearance, please contact Riverside County Sheriff's Office at 791-3400. There is currently a $300,000 reward for any information that leads to solving this crime.
That's it for this week's episode. But be sure to connect with us on social media at the Murder Diaries Pod. We're everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And if you want to listen to these episodes ad-free, join our Patreon. It's $2.99, all ad-free. You'll love it. See you on Monday for another episode of Unscripted, where we talk about literally everything, because we are chronically online, obviously. And then next Thursday for another true crime case coverage. Until then,
stay safe.
Bye.
We're obsessed with Quince here at the Murder Diaries. We love all of the clothing items that we own from them. And guess what we just heard they had? Bedding. So you know that I added a pair of their sheets to my collection of bedding. And honestly, it's pretty flippin' amazing, and I don't know why I waited so long. Quince's linen bedding is everything that people say it is. It's light, breathable, and soft from day one. It's woven from 100% European flax. It's the perfect mix of relaxed and refined, and it just gets softer with every wash. The same goes for their ultra plush duvets, quilts, pillows, and shams too. They feature other premium fabrics like organic cotton, breezy bamboo, and skin-nourishing silk. Quince has everything you need to level up your bed. And the best part, like Quince's clothing that we love so much, their bedding is half the cost of similar brands. By partnering with top artisans, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes those savings on to us. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. We love to see it. They use premium fabrics and finishes that you just cannot deny the quality of. If you're wondering what I've been using, it's the European linen sheet set in burgundy, and I love the way it looks. The color is so beautiful and the fabric is top notch. Level up your bedding with Quince and you'll feel the difference right away. Go to quince.com/MD for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/MD to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/MD. It's no secret that weight loss medications are everywhere right now. I mean, seriously, everyone's talking about them. So many people are on them. But let's be real. Have you seen the price tag? They're so expensive. It's hard to believe that so many people are actually accessing them. And that's where Hers comes in. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. If prescribed, you'll get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments, along with 24/7 online support at no additional cost. No hidden fees and no membership fees. Weight Loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive, and affordable. Hers provides access to both oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options, with oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid out up front. Plus, your personalized treatment ships for free directly to your door. So, if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey or you want to kick it up a notch, it's time to find the best option that will work for you through Hers. Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/diaries. That's forhers.com/diaries for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/diaries. Weight Loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compound products are not approved or reviewed for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.